It's me again, Manny and Manny Mods Garage. We just came from Atlanta. We just went to a really nice car show, and I had a topic that I had in my head for quite some time. Just like you've seen in the thumbnail, we're gonna get right to it. My experience at UTI and the pros and cons and the bells and whistles. So, Kissimmee, Orlando, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same crap to me. Overly congested, highly populated, like metropolitan style location. Way too much people, just so much traffic. I was living probably 10 minutes away from that place. 10 miles away from that location. And it took 30 to 40 minutes to get there every morning because the traffic was so bad, guys. Not to mention the possible accidents after class. It was pretty bad. However, yeah, you sit there and you look at the whole idea, the demographics, and it was pretty tough. But location was pretty bad. The parking was not as big as I wanted it to be. It was really crammed. You had to fight to find parking from time to time. And there was just one little gas station there at the Orlando location, the most popular one. It was just a small little gas station there if you wanted to get some food. Up and down the street, you'll find a bunch of mom and pops like food, like very good home cooked food. There's some nice restaurants there that I miss. I'm not gonna lie. Overall, too congested, way too populated. You're probably like 5 minutes away from the mall, depending if there's a traffic, so give or take 30 minutes. The next topic is about people, who you gotta deal with. Man, there's two types of people I've seen. Adults with experience, deployments, veterans under their belt, just using their GI Bill, just got out of a deployment, got out of the Army, disabled, whatever the case is. And then you got a bunch of kids that just graduated high school and have no idea how to wipe their ass correctly still. So those are the two types of people you're gonna have to deal with. And guys, when I tell you they clash a lot, they definitely do. Whew, it's so difficult to try to talk to the professor and have a bunch of kids in the back class thinking they're too cool for school, and they want to giggle and interrupt the course and just make it so uncomfortable. And then you have the veterans who, just like me, who thought they knew it all and kept interrupting the class because they wanted to teach their professor something that wasn't necessary. So, that's the two types of people you're going to deal with. Schedule, I believe they had two classes. I think it was a morning and then there was an afternoon. I like the afternoon because I could party, get drunk, and have a good time with my wife or my girlfriend at the time, Samantha. And then, I get to go to class from 12 to 4, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was 12 to 4. You do one course for 3 weeks. So you learned a lot. It was pretty good. The other one, I think it was 7 to 1. Maybe I'm wrong. 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't 100% remember. But it was 4 hours a day. And they gave you like a 30-minute little, break period to get something to eat real quick. But it wasn't too bad. The schedule was pretty good. I'm not 100% on the schedule, but I know there was two classes, a night class and a day class. And they had a pretty good, little laboratory, like a little computer lab, so you can finish all your online assessments, because you're gonna have a lot of those. They're very strong on online learning, online classes, and they're not as easy as you think, guys. You can't just click through these. They're pretty difficult. They're challenging, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and it's not too bad. The courses. Okay, I'm gonna try to be fair. I get it. You're dealing with a bunch of students that don't know how to turn a wrench or a screwdriver, and this is their somewhat kind of experience behind it. You also have moderate style students in the classroom that they've turned wrenches, but they don't understand what they're turning. They just know how the parts change. And then you have students that are veterans or 30, 40 years old sometimes who feel like they know everything and they just need some credentials under their belt. So when it comes down to it, I understand UTI has some of the biggest problems trying to accommodate everybody's mindset and what they already know and what they got to teach them. I get it. I understand. However, they need to bring the technology that's current in the curriculum, because it's not fair that you're going to sit there and teach me about a 350 engine V8, 350 cubic inch engine, V8 engine, old school, in a T-bucket. Guys, we're not in the 60s. You know, and not everybody's gonna go to a shop building hot rods. Show me an inline 6-cylinder engine from BMW, or I don't know, a Boxer engine from a BRZ, or something that is a little more challenging that in the real world we're definitely gonna use. You know, show me a Honda Civic engine, front-wheel drive, basic K20 or whatever the case is. That's what she should be. And if you want to show us a V8, that's fine too. But give me a 5.7 Hemi or a 6.2 liter or a 6.0 from a Chevy. Have me rebuild that engine. We should not be working on, you know, old technology, because nobody's gonna get a feeler gauge and adjust valves. Nobody's gonna get, you know, adjust rocker arms. Maybe 2% of the class might work on that from time to time, but there's no reason that we should be rebuilding or messing around with carburetors in a school this advanced technical. So that's the only thing I gotta say. Other than that, professor-wise, you know, or instructors or whatever you want to call them, you know, they know what they know. They're good at the actual, you know, producing good content, I guess you could say, or bringing good education to the table. Some professors don't care, and they're brushing through the curriculum as fast as possible because they just don't give a crap, and you can see it. They're kind of bored of it. And I guess what it is all depending on how many young kids you got or how many veterans you got. So if there's more veterans eager to learn, then the professor actually gets involved and engages more often. However, if you got a bunch of young little ignorant teenagers who, like I said earlier, they don't even know how to fill up the tire in their own car, I can see and I can sense the instructor kind of doesn't give a crap, and he's just trying to brush through it very quickly. So the instructors are not bad when I was there in 2018 or 2019. But, you know, overall, they gave a crap. They took their time. If you had a question, they'll show you. And what I like the most about the instructors is that if you had a question, they'll redo it and do it and do it until you understand it. You know, some of them are very sarcastic. Get ready, because they'll like to joke back with you. Respect is earned, not given, and they're strong on that. They'll be just as bad as you are. So, you know, stick to the topic, guys. Last topic I want to talk about is my favorite. My favorite thing about UTI is they never give up on trying to find you the job you want. They got a team of specialists that will go fight blow to blow, pound for pound with any dealership that you're requesting a job from. They will do whatever it takes to get you that job, as long as you qualify and you're worth it. Of course, your grades matter to certain dealerships. They have like partnerships with certain brands that you require to have a certain grade or a GPA, so they'll even consider you. Because if you got crap grades and you just kind of snuck on by, the school wants to know that. However, what I like the most about this school is that they don't just stick to automotive, anything on wheels. They also stick to anything in the industry that turns wrenches. So when I went to look for a job, I did not want to look for anything in the automotive industry, and that caught them by surprise. What I really wanted was something in the forklift industry or something in the crane division, because that stuff is usually Monday through Friday, off on the weekend type of job, and it pays a little bit more than the automotive. People always look past that because UTI is mostly big on cars. So they get blindsided by the potential of other industries that still turn wrenches. So that's one thing that I can say. They're so passionate about trying to find you a job, and have any student with their name UTI stamped on their forehead walk into a dealership and working for them. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, UTI, for the opportunity to go to school there. I enjoyed my time at UTI. I would give it an 8 out of 10. If you ask me, an 8 out of 10 was pretty good. And I'm sure they're not going to just stay in the prehistoric times. They're always like to go and advance themselves. I've seen some of the technology. They always upgrade, and their dealer brand specialized training, high tech. BMW will be in there teaching their students that just graduated UTI to learn the most up-to-date stuff on their vehicles, and so many other brands do the same equally. So guys, thank you so for watching, and do me a favor, please subscribe. We'll talk to you later. Manny Mott's Garage out.
Few minutes later.
No, I'm fine.
Just no windshield wipers. It's fine.
On old ass drag tires.
It's cool. We're good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're good. You can see everything. Look at that. Clear.